Hi everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to another episode of Pounds and Inches. This is Ryan, I'm Bethany, and today we're going to be talking about Vikings on Board. But before we do, we just want to give you tips on things that we've learned as we try to become more healthy versions of ourselves. And today I want to talk about listening. Listening to your body, that is. Running in the Midwest is one of the worst things on the planet. It's just one of them, on the list of like running in the winter in the Midwest. But I digress. It gets really hot here and it gets really humid, and that's frustrating for me when I run. I set out to do certain things and I can't always achieve the things I want to do. I need to slow down. I need to not go as long for the sole purpose of being able to run tomorrow. So it's frustrating to have to tone back, but I need to listen to my body so I can continue to run.
For me, one of the things that I have been learning about myself is that when I get stressed out, I overeat. And that happens at work. Work will happen, I will eat, I will regret it. So if I limit my capability of purchasing foods, I will make better choices. I will pack something ahead of time, think ahead. I talked about that last time a little bit when I was doing the Laser Maze review. But what I've been doing lately is actually sticking my wallet in the freezer. Therefore, I don't have access to it. It is, if I want to make an impulse decision, I can't. I don't have the funds available to do it. I have to think about actively each purchase that I make. Something you might want to try. You don't have to put it in the freezer, but just don't bring your credit cards with you wherever you go. So maybe it'll help your wallet and your waistline.
All right, but enough about that. Let's talk about Vikings on Board. So in Vikings on Board, it's a worker placement game, and you are Vikings getting ready to raid. You're getting ready to leave your island to go and to all these different places. And so you're trying to maintain a majority on the different ships that are sent out, and you're trying to just be the best, I guess.
Gather all those resources and go nuts.
So let's take a look on how that plays out.
Vikings on Board is a worker placement game, meaning on your turn, you take one of your guys, you move it to an action, you take that action, and then no one else can take that action for the rest of the game. The order is determined from this side of the board, going that way. So everyone now it's red player's turn, he takes his action, blue will take his, etc., etc. Now the stronger actions are on this side of the board. But what that's going to mean is at the end of the round, this little guy comes over here, showing that the round is done. Basically, you keep on doing that back and forth until the end of the game, taking those actions and resolving them in that order. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to gain control of these Viking ships. So for instance, in this case, blue has 3 shields. It currently has control of this ship. What you're going to try to do is get that ship sailed by adding these little stern pieces and adding resources to it. You can also modify how strong those different resources are, how many points they are worth. You can make bets. Like currently, blue is winning this before we set sail. And so you might want to bet on blue. I bet 2 points that I think blue's going to win. And if they do, in fact, win when they're still in control when this ship sails, whoever bet that gets those points. One of the main things you'll be doing in this game is moving parts of the ships around so that you or someone else might have control over a ship. So for instance, green might move this to the back of this ship, so that way green now has 5 shields compared to blue's 3. And also there's tiebreakers involved, so you may want to spend some actions taking your color and putting it to the front of the ship to make sure you win. So the end of the game is triggered when 7 of these ships have these sterns and they set sail with these resources. What you're going to do is you're going to add up how many resources you have, plus how many completed bets, how many successful bets you have, and that's your score. You multiply the resources times what its current value is, and whoever has the most points wins.
So the obvious first thing that I want to talk about something I really enjoy in this game is just the components. They're so much fun. And even those little ship pieces, they have things on the inside. Like there's a treasure map, or one of them had a mouse in it.
Yeah.
Just like on the inside. There's no point to have that, but it's so much fun. And I just really enjoy that. It's a fun game to look at while you're playing.
I really enjoy the way that the turn order resolves, the way it kind of goes in order. You always know whose turn it is next. Even though it's not necessarily clockwise, you can see, oh, it's the yellow player's turn, oh, it's the blue player's turn. You don't have to guess, because you can just see chronologically who's next. also, I just love that concept of, those later actions are stronger than the closer ones, but it's going to change your turn order in the future, and you have to weigh and measure those. Do I want to, go for it now, but it's going to punish me next round? I love those decisions you have to make. I like that a lot.
I also enjoy how this game plays well in different player counts, but it's almost like a different game. When you play a 2-player game, you can kind of plan out a little bit more, you can strategize a little bit more, but in a 3 and 4-player game, it's so much more aggressive and take that and moving things around, and you never know what's going to happen, and you're just trying to get more things on your ship, and now it's not your ship anymore, and it's almost like a different game, and I think that's fun.
A lot of the worker placement games we play have a large kind of a cleanup phase almost at the end of each round. You have to pick up resources or draw cards or do whatever it is. This one, it's as simple as starting back over again. You might, if someone had that sail a ship action, you place that stern at the end, you sail that ship, but that's 30 seconds, and then you're right back to taking those actions in that turn order. Flip them over to the next side, run through the gamut again, and just those turns are just very, the flow is fantastic.
I also like the wager tokens. I think it's a perfect balance to the game, because it could just happen that with turn order or how something works out, you're just not going to be the majority on a ship. So I like that you have that other means to get points, and I think it really balances the game.
For me, there's really not a lot that I dislike about this game. The resource tokens, it's a little bit of a nitpick. It's super minor, but for me, you don't really know when you move up the resource values whether it's going to affect you the most. It might actually help out your competitor more than it helps you, but you don't know that when you take that action. So it's a little bit of a gamble, and it's the uncertainty levels there, but it's still fun.
I had mentioned earlier how I like that the different player counts kind of almost feel like a different game. And I said it before, but like the 3 and 4 player game can be really aggressive. Not can be, it will be really aggressive. That's just how the game plays. So if that's something that you don't really like, then I might be hesitant about this game. I enjoyed it, but it is like you will get screwed over. Yeah.
So keep an eye on that if that's someone who you're averse to that kind of gameplay.
So overall, what are your thoughts on Vikings on Board?
I really love the worker placement mechanic. It's one of my favorite mechanics. A lot of the games that use it, however, are longer titles that require a bigger time commitment, and I really like that about them. But if I want that feeling, I want that mechanic, but in a much smaller playtime, this is a fantastic choice. You get to, that worker placement with a smaller time investment.
It's fun. I like it. You get to mess with people and you get to see these awesome 3D ships. I really do enjoy it. I would recommend that if you got a chance to play it, I would definitely play it.
Well, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Pounds and Inches. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel to see all of our latest videos as they come out. You can also find our blog on BoardGameGeek.com. It's Pounds and Inches. We are on Facebook, Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews. We're on Twitter, @RyanandBethany1. And we're on Instagram, @BNFigs. So in all those places, you can like, you can comment, you can subscribe. So we love hearing from all you guys.
All right, well, this is Ryan, and I'm Bethany, encouraging you to play games, live healthy, and create moments. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.